Topping today's news, the opposition demanding the government share more details on soldiers to Haiti for a peacekeeping mission. The transport minister looking to reverse the trend of increased traffic fatalities, and the police need your help in tracking down several wanted suspects. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jarino Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. It is a pleasure to have you join us. Today in the House of Assembly, leader of the official opposition and the Free National Movement, Michael Pintard, demanded the government have a candid conversation about the deployment of the Bahamas National Forces to Haiti on a multinational peacekeeping mission. Mr. Pintard is calling for more details on the deployment, saying the Bahamian people deserve an explanation from the government on the extent of the troops' occupation.
We are still waiting, Madam Speaker, for the government to take its time and have a candid conversation with Bahamians in terms of its plans in Haiti, Madam Speaker. That's a reasonable request of our population, Madam Speaker. As we deploy Bahamian forces in Haiti, we ought to know several things, Madam Speaker. The government should explain the rationale for doing so, and I'm certain there are more than enough rational reasons why they're considering it, but explain it to the population. They have an obligation to do so.
During a press briefing at the office of the Prime Minister last week, Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Dr. Raymond King officially announced that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force was issued a warning order from Prime Minister Philip Davis for deployment and that they await specific instructions. Mr. Pintard is pressuring the Davis administration to publicize an outline of the deployment, including the number of soldiers needed to go, their roles, and the cost.
The number of officers that are being deployed should also be outlined. How many officers, law enforcement officers, how many civilians, if any. The government should also explain the specific duties that they will be assigned, the expected duration of the deployment, Madam Speaker, the concerns by some members of civil society in Haiti that the existing remnants of its government work with some of the gangs that are there, and that we make sure we don't contribute to proper persons who are not acting in the best interest of all of their populations. And Madam Speaker, we should outline the costs associated with the deployment and who will bear those costs.
In August, the Bahamas pledged 150 troops towards the multinational force organized by the United Nations and led by Kenya for the peacekeeping mission. Commodore Dr. King announced that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force is currently running training exercises with the first group of 50 soldiers that will rotate. He also mentioned that several recruits dropped out of training because they did not want to be deployed to Haiti. Traffic fatalities involving women jumped more than 50% this year compared to 2022. Transport and Energy Minister JoBeth Kobe Davis says so. Close to 50 people have died in traffic fatalities this year. Mrs. Kobe Davis' comments came during the Road Traffic Supervisors Training Graduation Ceremony. She shared the following concerns.
I wish to share that despite the best efforts of the Ministry of Transport, Energy and Transport, the Road Traffic Department, and the Royal Bahamas Police Force, road safety continues to be a major concern in our country. A recent status report on road safety indicates that the number of fatal road traffic accidents is on the rise.
Mrs. Kobe Davis shared some startling statistics in relation to the number of traffic fatalities and the number of young female victims and motorcyclists.
To date, there has been over 48 road traffic fatalities, a significant increase compared to the same period in 2022. The number of fatalities involving females rose by more than 50%. The number of fatal traffic accidents involving motorcycles have also increased by 50%. These observations are quite disturbing and a cause for serious national concern. Many of the fatal traffic accidents in our country continue to primarily involve young Bahamians under the age of 45.
Mrs. Kobe Davis made the following plea to motorists and issued a warning to drivers that do not follow traffic laws and operate your vehicles without insurance.
As the Minister with responsibility for transport, I continue to urge Bahamians to slow down and drive with extreme caution and care. And let me be very clear and direct. We must practice safe driving on our streets every day. We must obey the speed limit, wear seatbelts, and put down those cell phones. We must not drink and drive. If you go out to have a drink, have a driver to come and pick you up. We must ensure that our vehicles have current insurance.
Minister Kobe Davis told the new graduates that as road traffic supervisors, they will play a key role in ensuring the reduction in traffic fatalities and that drivers adhere to the rules of the road. The Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation has announced the unveiling of the first RAP train in the theme The Islands of the Bahamas, showcasing a new partnership with Brightline, a South Florida passenger rail. The company officially launched the Bahamas theme train and added it to its current fleet. Latia Duncombe, Director General of the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, details the length of the promotion and the ministry's efforts to appeal to passengers in the Orlando area to vacation in the Bahamas.
So the initial phase is going to be for a 4-month period. We've branded one of the trains with 4 different cabins. There are 16 flights per day that leave out of the terminals from Miami into Orlando. There are QR codes on the inside as well. It gives us the ability to use technology, scan the data, thanks to Sandals for the initial requests in terms of sponsorship. So it's a sweepstakes that's going on. They have an option to win. We have access to the database, and now we can speak and share and send more information and invite persons to the islands of the Bahamas.
Director General Duncombe spoke of the features of the new Orlando Brightline train and its significance to helping promote the Bahamas.
The Brightline partnership is something that the ministry has enjoyed along with Brightline trains for a number of years, and it's been kept very strong. And of late, with the opening of the Orlando train station, it makes it easy. So now passengers, visitors, Bahamians alike, you can come into Miami and you can go all the way to Orlando, with stops to Boca, Aventura, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. I'm from Abaco and we frequent West Palm Beach quite a bit, so it gives another option. And there are many different classes that you can choose to travel. You can sleep, you can relax. It's a wonderful opportunity.
The Bahamas-themed train is the first of the inner-city fleet operating between Orlando and Miami, with the Bahamas theme also wrapped on the inside of the cabin. And finally, in this segment, as we approach the holiday season, many households are preparing for family gatherings and large Christmas dinner events. However, not everyone is as fortunate, and that is where Hands for Hunger comes into play. They are asking those of you who may have excess amounts of food to pack it up and partner with them to help feed hundreds of others that are in need. The Director of Communications, J.J. Thurston, shares how you can help make a difference this holiday season.
You know, we always ask people whenever they do food drives to always think of the types of foods and stuff that they would want. So whenever you're hosting a food drive, we always tell people, you know, think about the different items that you would want to eat, and then try and collect that. So, you know, when we say excess prepared food, that means food that has not come out of the kitchen, it's been cooked, but it hasn't been served. So if you're having a big Christmas party, yes, call us. We will come and collect the food. You know what I mean? Reach out to us. You can email us. You can call us, and definitely hit us up. We'll come and collect. Listen, we always say there's no amount too small, and that is the truth. You know, so like we'll come and collect a pot of rice, because you can imagine how many people could eat out of a pot of rice, right? So we always tell people, yes, if you're having a party and an event, at the end of it, pack up the food, refrigerate it, and then give us a call and we'll come and collect it.
And if you can't join them this time, Thurston says, there are many other feeding programs that you can support.
You know, we have a lot of different programs. We have our pantry, which feeds over 3,000 families. We also have our food rescue program, where we donate collected excess prepared food to over 45 agencies across New Providence. We also have our school pantry program, which we started 2 years ago. We have 15 pantries in public schools across New Providence, 5 primary, 5 junior high, and 5 senior high. And that program, really, there's a need for it to be even larger and expanded to more schools. So with the donations that come in and things like that, these are the different programs that we're trying to expand on.
Hands for Hunger is a non-profit humanitarian organization committed to the elimination of unnecessary hunger. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.